What's going on, guys? So today is a great day. We're going to be installing my new wheels for my F30 and I cannot wait. I'm so freaking stoked. Probably been waiting like 12 weeks to do this, a few months now as they're being made. These are fully forged Bespoke wheels. So I'm super stoked. We're about to go to my parents, gonna give the car full detail and then slap the new wheels on and then get some cinematics for you guys. And I cannot wait. It's gonna look so good. So without further ado, let's go. Alright guys, so we got the car washed, detailed, and then we got the wheels installed on the car. And my god, it looks so good. Looks like a totally different car. So yeah guys, I'm pretty much like speechless, so let's go on with the reveal. So yeah guys, that is the wheel reveal. That's going to wrap up this video. Huge shout out to Vision Forge for working with me on my build and partnering up with me. Super stoked at how the rims came out, exactly how I wanted them. The finish is like a brushed gunmetal, so super stoked with that. It looks freaking awesome and like different colors in the light. Like the wheels look super dark when there's no light on them, but then when there's sunlight on them, they freaking glow. They're so glossy. Got these ceramic coated, so I'll be uploading a video of how to ceramic coat your rims too. And I'm just so excited right now, I just don't even know what to say. So yeah, huge shout out to Vision Forged. Huge shout out to Dynasty for mounting and balancing the wheels. And then also make sure you subscribe for future content. There will be much more content to come as we're preparing for a BMW Invasion that's in February. So we're gonna do a lot more mods and we'll see. All right guys, so this is the next day. I was just too excited yesterday. I had the wheels on and I was running around taking photos. You know, it's daylight savings time, so we lost an hour. That means sunset's at like 5 o'clock, which is ridiculous, is what it is. But yeah, I didn't even talk about the wheel specs or the tire specs, so let's get into that. So to start off with the rims, they are 19-inch rims, 8.5 in the front and 9.5 width in the rear. And then for the offsets, it is 33 in the front and 40 in the rear. So this is my first time getting aftermarket wheels, and I really didn't know what offsets or anything too much about wheels to begin with. So I just did my research online, and I also talked with our manufacturer, Vision Forged, and they definitely helped me out through the process, ensured that I would have perfect fitment with everything. The reason why I went with those offset specs is because I do not want to run spacers. Because you know, when you pay a good amount of money for wheels, the ability to not have to run spacers is pretty ideal. When you run spacers, you're also putting strain on your OEM suspension components because, you know, that's not how it was designed from the factory. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but you know, it is something. So over time, those components will start to degrade differently than how they were designed to. Right now, we are not running any spacers, and I must say that the fitment is pretty dang good. I guess it could come out a tiny bit in the front. So maybe we could look into getting like a 5mm spacer or something super small, just a small adjustment, but the rear is pretty flush. Here is the rear fitment, guys, and it is perfect for me. I mean, that's pretty dang flush. Even pokes out a little bit. And I should have a little bit of negative camber in the rear anyways, so that's kind of why it's slanted. And here's the front. You can see that they sit in a tad bit. I mean, but it's still pretty flush with the fender. So really not bad. For the tire specs, we went with a 245/35 in the front and then a 265/30 in the rear. Kind of debating which tire sizes to go with. I didn't know if I could run a 245 in the front and not have any fitment issues, but it turns out that that is perfectly fine. And Vision Forge advised me that 245s in the front would work with no issues, so I trusted them and it was sound advice, so shout out to them. Could have gone 275 in the rear, I think, but the tire vendor that I was going through at the time did not have Michelin PS4S, you know, Pilot Sport 4S's in stock and a 275/30, so that's why I went with 265, and honestly, it's just fine. I don't really need that extra width. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would probably look better, but 265 works great. Also, this is my first time rocking the Michelins. So far, so good. I really like how they ride. I'm coming from OEM, you know, run flat tires, which are absolutely garbage. So it's definitely a ride quality increase. So even though they are 19-inch wheels and it has a lot less meat, a lot less rubber, you can definitely tell in the ride quality, but it's still, it glides. It's so much better. Driving on here on I-4, Interstate 4, for these who don't know, is probably the most dangerous highway in the States. I think it got that name. Right now it's undergoing a lot of construction here in Orlando, and I'm pretty sure I bent my OEM wheels on that road. Having run flat tires and H&R Sport Springs, it is not the softest suspension. And so one time I went and hit a bump because they were doing construction and the road changed, and yeah, that bump like shook my soul. It was terrible, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that slightly bent my rims, and so I was getting some like little bit of steering wheel wobble at higher speeds. Glad to ditch those wheels, and I'm glad I'm on these nice Vision Forged wheels, and they ride so smooth now, so much better. So I did end up getting my tires from tirebuyer.com, so make sure you check them out when you're looking for new treads. And they had a really good deal. Actually ended up saving close to like 200 bucks for the set of 4 tires, so that was clutch. So another point I wanted to bring up is now that I have 19-inch rims, it sits the car up a little bit higher. So I do have a lot more room now from my front lip to the ground, because before I could not fit this much of my hand in there. That's another thing that I'm going to have to address down the line. A different suspension setup, because these H&R Sport Springs are not sitting quite low enough for me. As you can see, I can fit almost 2 fingers in there. I'll definitely be looking to upgrade my suspension prior to BMW Invasion so I can dial in the fitment and also have a better ride quality. Here is the fitment in the back. As you can see, there's a little bit of wheel gap, but honestly, it is kind of nice for this car being a daily driver, because I'm not having to scrape the lip as often as I want to. But I can get a nice set of coilovers that are adjustable, so then maybe when I'm closer to going to shows, I can go ahead and tune it down, the suspension, and drop it a little bit so that it has a nice flush fitment for looks purposes. And the last thing I wanted to address are Tpms sensors. But fortunately, I got my tires in, and then I was just rating on the rims, but then I realized I don't have Tpms sensors, and so I had to get them last minute because I already made my appointment for the mounting and balancing. I mean, I could have changed my appointment, but I'm just so excited to get these wheels on the car that I didn't want to screw up my plans, and I wanted to get those wheels on this past weekend because, you know, I worked during the week, all that, blah, blah, blah. So I just wanted to get it done. So I went to BMW and I was like, hey, I need 4 Tpms sensors, how much would they be? And the guy was like, yeah, that'll be about $640 something. And I was like, what? Excuse me? I was in sticker shock moment. So I was like, no thanks, let me just go ahead and get an air freshener refill while I'm here. So yeah, shaking my head. I ordered some off Amazon. They were supposed to come in time for my appointment. Just some aftermarket ones that said they would work with my car. And of course, the shipment was delayed and I was not going to get them in time for my appointment. So there goes that. Had to bite the bullet and get some from Advanced Auto Parts. Ended up paying like $100 more. I think it was like 200 bucks for 4 Tpms sensors that are supposed to work for this car. And I get home, I mount on my wheels and tires because I did not bring my car to Dynasty. I wanted to get my car all detailed, slap the rims on, and then show you guys. So it's all fresh and clean. It did not automatically read the Tpms sensors, and so I'm gonna go back to Dynasty and see if they can use their machine to program these to my car, and then hopefully it'll learn the Tpms sensors automatically. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Hopefully it works out with these sensors, because I really don't want to have to go through and have the tires taken off and Tpms sensors swapped out or anything like that, and, you know, waste money and stuff. So yeah, make sure you look into that before you start planning out your wheel process. So just something you learned from my mistake. Alright guys, so that's officially going to wrap up this vlog of my wheel reveal. So I hope you guys like the wheels. Let me know what you think. Let me know maybe what you would have done differently. And yeah, so I'm super stoked. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel so far. And we're making our way close to 1K subscribers, so please help me get me there. And we'll keep on making these videos, pumping out more content for you guys. Please like this video, subscribe for future content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.